Hello everyone, it's Carol with Scrap-a-Dab-a-Doo, and today I'm here doing a quick video tutorial on how to do a stand-up calendar post-it note holder. We had done one a couple of years back at CHA that just has a post-it note holder on it, and I came across it when I was cleaning my room, and I thought it'd be great to have a calendar on it as well as the post-it note holder. I am going to make a few of these for gifts for Christmas, as I know quite a few of my family members that have desks, and I think they would come in really handy. So let's go ahead and get started. What you're going to need is the calendar pages. We have these in the store at scrapadabadoo.com under calendar supplies, and these are the SRM 2017 standard, and there is a fancy one in there. We're also going to need a piece of designer paper of your choice. I am using a piece of the Marion Smith. I'm not quite sure which line this comes out of. Let me check. It is her Junk Gypsy, and we also have those that line available in the store. I am using a piece of thin chipboard. This is the thinner chipboard. I'm going to zoom out a little bit so you can see what I'm doing. And the first thing that we are going to do is we're going to cut our pieces. Now you're going to need a piece of the thin chipboard that measures 11 inches long by 4 inches wide. And then we're going to score it at 5.5 and 8.25. And then you're also going to need another piece of thin chipboard that is 5.5 inches tall by 4 inches wide. So let's go ahead and cut those pieces. And out of each piece of chipboard and each piece of 12 by 12 paper, you can get 2 of these calendars. And I'm just going to cut 1 inch off this way because I know it's 11 inches long. And I'm going to go ahead and cut my other piece at 4 by 5.5. This piece was 11 by 4. Set these other pieces aside for the next one. And I'm going to also cut my pattern paper while I have my trimmer here. And this I'm going to cut a 1/4 inch smaller than the other one. So I'm going to cut it at 3 3/4. And I need 2 of them at 5.5. So I will cut this one at 5.5. And then I'm going to cut this one at 5.5. Actually, I'm going to move it down a little bit and cut it to where I get the best of the picture on the top. And then turn it over and cut it to my length, which is 5.5. So those are my 2 pieces that I'm going to use for decorating. Set that other piece aside. Grab my Martha Stewart scoreboard. And let me find my scoring tool I use. I use one of the Martha Stewart ones. And we're going to score at 5.5, or I'm going to first score it at 5.5. And then we're going to score it at 8 1/4. And we're going to fold this up, and this is going to be our piece. I'm going to ink the edges. And I am using the ground espresso. This would be a great gift for a teacher for Christmas. But also, if you are a teacher, it would be a fun project to have your students make, because it's very, very quick, and you could eliminate the calendar on the top if you don't have those for supplies, and just print out a saying or something for each student to put up at the top of it for their parent. So we're going to go ahead and add that on. And you want that piece to be on the little, you want to put your tape on the little piece at the end. And I'm just going to use some score tape here. And the green tool that I'm using is called a perfect trim tool. It's handy for a whole lot of things. It was made to be able to cut your corners at your angles. So I'll go ahead and peel this off. And I'm going to line my paper up to the top line and over to the sides to make sure it lines up before I put it down on the score tape, making sure that the bottom lines up as well, and then just press it down, and that'll give you your top piece, and your piece should look like this when you get done. So then, looks like I inked the wrong sides here. Well, I didn't ink the wrong sides, I used the wrong sides to adhere it to. On the inside, pardon me. So now we are going to take our designer paper, and it looks like that piece is a little bit long. So I didn't want it at 5.5, I wanted it at 4 3/4. So we're going to trim it off to 4 3/4, turn it over so that I have my image that I want. Okay, so I didn't want it that length either. Darn. Oh, I wanted it at 5 1/4. So cut it at 4. Let me just take a quick measurement here and make sure of our dimensions. And we want it at 5 1/4. So I'm going to use the balloons at the top. And we want it at 3 3/4 this way. Okay, so that one fits there. Let me just check my top piece. And I think I wanted it at 4 3/4 this way as well. by 3 3/4. Make sure that that's right, and it is. So I'm going to ink my edges. This will make a good masculine one for my father-in-law. And that one's too short as well. Okay, so we'll have to cut another piece. Let me grab another piece of paper. We're going to start over so that I can get it right and get the picture in there that I want. Okay. So the dimensions that you want your pattern paper at are 3 3/4. By 5 1/4. Get this piece. There we go. Got it right this time. So I want this one at 5 1/4. So 3 3/4 by 5 1/4. And that will give us the perfect size. Measure twice, cut once. So I am just going to use my ATG gun and run it down the edges here. And then one across the center. Do the same thing with this piece. And I am going to put my roses down at the bottom and line it up, leaving the same edge at the top and at the bottom. And then on this piece, the same thing on the top and the bottom. Okay. Then we are going to take, I know I've got them here somewhere. There's sticky notes. And I'm just going to put some score tape on the back of this, making sure on how they come apart. And just a piece on the top and the bottom of this. And I'm going to put it close to the bottom and lining it up from side to side. And that gives you your stand-up part. So now I am going to cut some cardstock to put our calendar pieces on. And those pieces are 2 by 3. And you can use any paper that you want. And you need 12 of them, one for each month. Oh, they're bigger than 2. 2.5. Sorry, I should have done some better measuring. 2.5 by 3. So I have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9. I think I have enough bits and pieces here on my table where I could probably get all of them. If not, I'll have to grab another piece. But let's just go with this. And then I'll finish up because you'll get the gist of it and then you can finish it up. So I am going to stack these up. Looks like my trimmer needs a new blade. And we can trim the edges off with a pair of scissors if they get frayed, which it looks like they did. I'll just... Well, some of them did and some of them didn't. And we're going to ink these. Let me see if I can find another piece of cardstock so we can get these all done. And I need how many more? Just 2. Okay. Now you can also probably find a template for a calendar online and be able to print it out just on cardstock and then be able to cut it out. But I like the look of these because they're clear and so you can see your paper back behind it. So if you can get them started. There we go. And I'm going to place these down at the bottom of each one in the center. Once you get one off, they seem to peel off a little bit better. And last one. All right. So now I am going to take my 1/8 inch score tape and starting with January on the back of it, I'm just going to run a piece of 1/8 inch score tape along the top. And then I am going to peel that off. standing them up together and lining them up. I'm going to line up the bottoms and then press the top together. And I'm going to do this all the way through for each one of them. Stand it up, line them up at the bottom so that they're even, and then just press them together. Making a nice little book here. We're halfway through. Almost done. And if you're making a lot of these, you could do them in an assembly line process. I always make things for all the girls in the family, and I might go ahead and just do these for the guys. Most of them have desks. Pretty much everybody nowadays does for their computers, their laptops, and that where they can work. So last one, line it up. Okay, so here's all of our calendar pages. So I'm going to take a look and see. I like the placement there on it. So on the back of December, I am going to put some score tape. No, I like it down here best, where you can see the compass, and just press it on there. And there you have it. Fun little calendar with the notepad. And these will actually fit into an envelope. You'd have to pay more on postage if you were to pop them in the mail. But there you have it. Nice, quick little Christmas crafty project. Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for joining me. And you can find all the supplies for this at scrapadabadoo.com. Thanks.